How's it going, everybody? I'm starting the second video in this presumably, let's see, 10-part series, I think it'll be. So this is my first chess game of the day. Haven't really been playing too much. I worked yesterday, and I don't think I played at all, so we will see how things go. Playing the Nimzo as always. I'm thinking this move, even though it's not great, I guess he can just do that, but this just seems like a weakness that I want to attack. So if he does that, I'll probably just take. Mess up his pawns, weakens that a little bit. So I'm going to develop this knight, maybe plant it there. Hope everyone's doing alright today. Okay. So if I take, he can take, then I take, then he takes that, and then that pawn is hanging in the end. No, this pawn's hanging in the end. So it seems like I'm winning maybe 2 pawns. If he decides to take, yeah. So I can take here, or I can take there. I will take here. So I'm up 1 pawn, and I don't see how he defends that. Can't go there, can't go here. So I think he just has to push it. Indeed. And I'll just castle. So this knight's kind of in an awkward spot. If I put it there, I think I'll just protect it with that pawn. So his knight's in an even worse spot. So he's gonna have to waste a move trying to like bring that back into the game, which is good for us. So that is fine. Yeah, that's like one of those moves that seems good, but in reality doesn't really do anything, and it kind of just lets me develop my rook. So that's something a lot of lower level players do, is they just kind of make attacks just because they can, and they don't really think it through that well. They don't see like 2 moves ahead. So I'm checking out this move. That's the exact same thing. He just lets me bring my king up, and it just doesn't help him in any way. So if he moves over here, I'll take it. Or maybe this move. No, I'll take, and then I think I'm going to. Actually, this might even be a better move. Yeah, so this is. It's gonna have to move this bishop, I think. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that really does anything for him. I should be streaming or something, I feel like, but I streamed a while ago, but no one watched, which isn't surprising, but it just doesn't really make a difference whether I stream or not. But I feel like I should have a chat to talk to or something. So I'm thinking if this is even a good move. Yeah, I'm gonna push this and probably move this knight. Let's see. So he could do this, but I don't really see how helpful that is. If he does that, I'll go like this. Try to get these rooks off. Alright, well, that rook is more active than mine, so I'm going to try to get it off the board. Interesting move. He is threatening that pawn, but I can just counter that with just... Nope, that is not true. That was a blunder. I did not realize I was just hanging a piece there. So this game is suddenly pretty close. I've got some good pawns, but I did just get myself into a little bit of trouble by hanging that piece. So let's see here. I think what I need to do is start working on these pawns. I don't really see how much progress I can make over on this side. Alright. He goes there, I just go here. This bishop is being attacked. And I don't see how he defends the bishop. So we both hung some pieces. My position is slightly better. Well, now I'd say it's a lot better. Especially now. This king is just trapped. My rook's protected, and he's out of time. So GG to CKS. We both hung some pieces, but I fortunately came out on top. So on to the next game, playing Tonio HAD. So this is the modern variation apparently. I think I need to study this because this is like a pawn structure I run into a lot, and I'm not always sure what to do. But if they give me free pawns, I will gladly take them. That move isn't doing much. If he puts me in check, I'd just go here, or maybe even here. I think I like that move better. Okay, so this actually is getting a little dicey. I don't want to get in too much trouble. I think I can just castle, because he doesn't have time to just like immediately play these moves. And I'm actually threatening, what am I threatening here? So I can play that and win a rook. And then he's forced here. So he's got some rooks hanging right now. So what I think I'm gonna do is just... No, I hung another piece. Just kidding. Oh no, my bishop. Man, I'm hanging material left and right. So I can take that. Man, I really wish I didn't just hang all those pieces. And I hung mate. It's kind of embarrassing, but my brain isn't really working yet. I just started playing again for the day, and I can tell I'm not in the right mindset, which I'm not like quite good enough to always just like, I don't know, maybe I'm not giving, how do I say this? Maybe I think it's easier for other people than it actually is to just like get into that nice state of mind to be able to just easily play chess really well. But despite that, there I go, hanging some more material. But I guess I'm just giving it back because he gave me some material in the first place. Now that's hanging, man. I'm just not in the zone at all. Now that's, oh boy, this is looking so bad. I don't know why I'm playing so bad. This is pretty embarrassing if I'm being honest. So that's hanging, this is hanging. I don't even know what to do. Let's go with this move. Hopefully he just stupidly takes my queen. Out here losing to level 1000's. What does my life become? So he's threatening mate, which I should probably care about. Do I give away more material? No, I have to defend against mate. That pawn is hanging, of course. Just getting absolutely destroyed out here by these 1000's. So luckily that's hanging, you know. Maybe that'll bring me some life. Nope, it won't. So let's see. I'm gonna go for a cheesy mate, and I'm gonna hope that this. So the reason I move my king here so I don't get mated here, so I have that outlet. But he actually has a. If he wants, he can just force a draw. I don't know why he'd want to do that. But right now I'm threatening this and mate. So I guess I'll just take that. So now we're only down a little bit. He can kind of force this trade if he wants, but oh, interesting. I don't know if that does do something. So I'm going to be losing my queen here. Man, that was a good move. I'm out here getting trashed, guys. I don't know what to say. Although I do have this move, which is not nothing. So we saw that. He actually had a better line, and I just hung a rook. Very nice. Which he missed. Also very nice. So I'm just gonna get that out of the way. So what is this? Is like almost mate. Wow, what an ugly game. That guy he outplayed me a lot, but couldn't finish it out. So moving on, proving that we belong in the 1000's. I think part of it too, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, is that when I'm talking, I am not thinking as much as I am normally, which I think is pretty normal. You're dividing your attention. I don't really like that move. It lets me develop my bishop for free. So again, I just realized I just made that move, for example, without even thinking. So I actually have reason to make this move, which is good, which means I'm actually thinking a little bit. So I will go here, and what I'd like to do is maybe go. I was thinking about trying to trap the queen somehow, but he castled already, so I do have something. Well, he's gonna move his queen, but if I didn't, I had. That's an interesting move. Right. I feel like he might be overlooking this knight, but I can't imagine he'd just take it. All right, so. What I'd like to do is skewer this guy. Okay, I have to take with that so I don't hang that. I'd like to get this piece active and attack the queen, so get it active with tempo, and that is a big old blunder. That's such a weird move. I don't know why he did that, but he's gotta give up the knight. Trying to think. Yeah, so he's got to give up 2 knights in order to save his queen. So if he does that, I just take with that one. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that, and we're up a ton of material. Wait, only 3? I guess, yeah, we only won one knight. Okay, so I'm just gonna play safe. Make sure I don't get checkmated with any of that shenanigans. And we'll go here. So we've got a lot of pawns moving forward. What I really need to do is get this rook moving. But I've got a good square for my knight there. I can put it there with tempo, attack the queen. I can still put it there with tempo and attack the queen. Do I want to do that? I think I'd like to just keep moving with the rook. Just break up these pawns. That's just a free pawn, isn't it? So I've got this check. I think it's not really gonna do anything. So he could play this. So you know what? I think I'm just going to play that move. Maybe we get some sort of checks going. Yeah, so now I've got that move. And that's pretty much gonna do it because it loses a queen. So no resignation, huh? We'll see if he'll just hang mate. I think that's game over, right? Yeah, because that square's blocked off. So yeah, he can make that move. That is the one move. Alright, so much smoother game this time. I'll just give up my queen, that's fine. And I think I'm just gonna keep pushing. Alright. People are so stubborn at these low levels. Alright. Gray paper, good game. And we will move on to the next game. Oh, okay. So he might be doing what I did, which was like trying to force his rating down. Which is where you just make a move and resign. But that's fine. We'll take the win. A little charcoal. Let's see what you got, my friend. Alright. Let's see if he'll fall for some cheesy stuff. Doesn't look like it because he's probably going to castle. Yeah. Alright. So we do have the bishop pair, which he does not. And we've got this strong center, so I think I'm going to try to utilize. He's going to attack, but I don't really see that doing too much. So we're still The idea is to somehow get this bishop lined up over here. Maybe I think I'm just gonna push pawns and start attacking his king. That's pretty good. But I can just go here. So it attacks the rook, keeps my bishop really active, and he's gonna have a hard time taking it out just because he lacks a dark square bishop. So it's gonna take at least a few moves to do that. So this is looking pretty good for me. He could take that, but he's already got a lot of pressure coming up over here. Yeah. So he can put me in check if he wants to. I'll just take it back with my bishop. So how do I mate? You're here, forces in there. I can go here. Doesn't force him to do anything. But it's got discovered check with that. And then that's probably mate. So that's a hanging rook. I think this is just mate, right? It's not. He has that square. Okay, but that's mate. Alright, so that guy just kind of went crazy trying to attack my pieces on the right side over here. And it led to his downfall. So we're at 10:33 after 20 minutes of play. 20 minutes of play. A little voice crack there. This is a strange opening. Not one I see pretty much ever. So since he's like so separated, this is such a strange opening. What do I even do? Okay, I guess I'm just getting ready to take that pawn. Alright. So he is leaving this king a little unsafe. So how do I want to play this? I can do that, and that kind of encourages that. Hello, Mr. Cat. I can do that, which allows him that move, but having a closed game isn't the worst thing in the world right now. I'm kind of confused, if I'm being honest. So that was hanging, but he saw it. Darn. So I'm going to start building up pressure. Is there any way to attack it even more? Not that I can see. But yeah, this is very dubious, as some would say. So he can go here with his knight. Doesn't really accomplish anything as far as I can tell. Meanwhile, I've got a lot of... It's not that I have a lot of threats, it's just that he has this like blaring weakness in his structure. So what I'd like to do is get rid of this knight somehow. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Might even throw a rook at it. Alright. So another nice thing is that this is blocking off this, so he's going to have to like develop over here, which isn't really doing much since it's cut off. So I'm looking at a move like this. Okay, I really want to get rid of that knight so I can put my knight right there. So I think I'm just going to throw one of my rooks at it. And I don't want to let him easily get rid of my knight. So I'm going to reinforce that. Okay, yeah, that was expected. So I think I'll take this way, keep this pawn here to keep that square strong. So I'll just pre-move that. Okay, not a bad move. I'm just gonna get rid of it right now, and I can go. Oh, what? That was not expected. So I feel like this is an easy piece to realize is hanging. Yeah. So how do I? So that piece is still hanging. I'm protecting this and getting out of the pin. I'm also attacking that and getting ready to also attack that. So that doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I think one of my best moves is going to be take and then put that there. Have to say I do. Okay, I guess he's attacking a pawn. You know, that's reasonable. He saw a weakness and he's gonna attack it, but he should probably prioritize some other things. So double check. I've got no chance of getting mated or anything, and so I guess he's making some sort of attack there, but. Yeah, so this is pretty much done. That's hanging. My knight ain't going anywhere. Alright. I do have to take this time situation seriously though. So I'd like to get rid of this pawn, obviously. So now I'm just going to start pushing. And I think I should go like that. Okay, well this is fine. All of that's going to confuse him anyway. But this is just a forced win, I believe. Alright, so another pretty smooth game. I don't even remember where he went wrong. He just like hung a lot of stuff in the middle. Oh yeah, he made his king wide open. So probably don't do that. Okay. So a lot of lower level people really like to attack this pawn. So I don't know what like the proper way to refute that is, so I just put my bishop there and get ready to defend that square. To be totally honest, I'm like a little uncomfortable with like stuff like that, but that's why we play, I guess, is to learn about things like this. So he's got a really strong center. I don't see any blaring weaknesses, so I'm just going to attack over here. So I've got one decent bishop, one really bad bishop. So I'm putting my queen on this file as well as getting ready for maybe something like that. Okay. I guess I can take here first. No, I'll just take that. He can pin me if he wanted to. So I kind of like this now because I can double up on this file. We both had light square bishops that were pretty good, but okay, that's just a free rook as far as I can tell. Maybe not quite. Alright, I'll defend. And I've got that still going on, so he can go here. Or he can go there. I don't know. Alright, I will take that, thank you. So staring down at that pawn right now. She does not see. So I think I can just take this freely, and I'll just go there. That looks like a free piece to me. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. And that's also hanging. I think I'll take him with my queen. Okay. So now I've got the question of, am I worried about getting mated? Yeah, I'm up enough material to where there's no point in really being greedy. So I think I can just make this move. He could do something like that. I think that's probably a move he should make. But he didn't, so what I'm actually gonna do is just create some room there for my king. Don't get checkmated. And there's definitely a lot of tension here, but oh man, I actually just gave him that move. He luckily did not see it. So I think we're pretty much in the clear now. What he'd like to do is somehow, okay, let me think. Do I take that? And do I have time? I don't think I have time for that, so yeah, that's okay. I'm still at material and I'm running out of time quickly. So that's fine if he wants to trade. That was hanging, I did not see it. So that's right there, he could take that. And if he does that, I will put my queen there. Do have to keep the clock under control here. Okay, interesting. Okay, he didn't take that. I am panicking. Yep, this one's over. Yeah, ran out of time. Spent too much time talking and trying to make perfect moves, and that was not a mouse slip, but a brain slip. So I have lost a few games. It's a little embarrassing, but that's alright. It's been fun. No regrets so far, other than these horrible moves. I do need to do something about this bishop, because that's obviously a problem. I mean, if you just... okay. That's fine. It kind of messes up my structure, but it lets me castle. That looks like a free piece to me. Okay, so I'm threatening to take that with check, which would be great. Alright, I don't see any clearly good moves for that, so I'll just bring it on back. And that's fine with me. So this knight is currently hanging. Now it's pinned. So how can I take advantage of this? So he's not going to be able to move. Well, I did not think that through at all, did I? Alright, well, now I've got several ways to win. So this is going to be hanging. Okay, that's not hanging anymore, but okay, now it is. So now he's, yeah. Okay, so I'm wondering, I'm scared to look at these games and see like how badly I'm blundering, because I know these moves have not been amazing. Okay, so all he's done is push pawns. I imagine he's going to do this, which on the surface, okay, he didn't. But again, this is a pretty strange way to play. Yeah, it's like, this is one of those moves that like, it seems good because it doesn't have any immediate consequences, but in the long term it's going to hurt him. So what I'm doing is just trying to castle here. Because all I have to do now is just figure out a way to start breaking down his pawns, and he's got serious lack of development, which is going to be good for me. So after that, I'm thinking push this pawn. So I need to defend this pawn after these start moving. Man, he is just pushing these pawns like crazy, huh? Alright. So I think I'm looking at that move. He can do this. So he wants to push, but the truth is I'm not that worried about it. So I'm thinking it's time to get this knight into the game, attack this piece. Actually, a good move would be right there. He did not see it though. So I definitely want to open up the file. And again, I think he should probably attack that if he can find it. Okay. So now we're starting to see all of his shenanigans coming into play. Okay. I do like that move, like I said. So I'm gonna defend here. Don't really see the point of that, because that was just one of his like attacking pieces, and he just got rid of it for no reason. And my bishop wasn't really doing much. So I just need to get off of this. Am I in trouble here? Let's see here. Don't want to run out of time again. Well, I might be losing a piece here, to be honest. So where does he even go? I think no matter what, I'm just going like that. And then I'm getting this material back and some. So honestly, I don't think his moves were like bad in the middle game, but he just put all of his pawns. What is this mate? He just put all of his pawns in the middle of the board, so it just, once I broke through, he just didn't have any chance really. I didn't even have to play that great of moves. So, moving on. We are only at 10:49. So still a good amount of games to be played before we get there. So this might be looking at like a hour-and-a-half long video, which is fine. I'm not working today. Just enjoying playing some chess. So something that happens often. What the heck? He did not see that move. Okay. Or she. Scott, BA. That was... I think when you kind of get outsmarted, it's easy to like act impulsively and you just do something crazy. But in that case, that was not the right answer. Sometimes it works out and like things, you do something crazy and like you see some weird tactic, but not in this case. That did not end up happening. So Scott might be a woman. Ruben. Someone that doesn't look like someone named Ruben. Maybe just thinks she's hot or something, but this is pretty frustrating, to be honest. I wish people didn't stall out. Especially like if you play something stupid, shouldn't make me pay the price. That's pretty frustrating. I always resign. I try to be what do you call? I don't know, an upstanding citizen or whatever. But yeah, this is kind of frustrating. I'm just kind of sitting here doing nothing. This is where I would talk to my chat if I had one. I'll eat the last bite of my oatmeal. If you guys want a cheap breakfast that's got a lot of fiber, oatmeal is the way to go. To be honest, I usually like talk smack or like call them a loser or something when people do this, but put my best foot forward when I'm streaming or doing my YouTube videos. I'll be polite. Alright, got the resignation. I appreciate that. Only wasted 1 minute of my life instead of 2 minutes. So this goes back to what I was talking about yesterday, which is you should just have a consistent opening that you use that you like. Even if it's weird, like the Nimzo Larsen is not that good. Like there's a reason it's not widely used. But you know, I've played it so much that my theory on it is just way better than everyone else's at my level. And I don't make just mistakes like that in the opening. So I don't really like these moves he's making. He should probably play that, but since he didn't play it right away, now I've got this battery lined up. So I could go there. Is that maybe a little too aggressive? Let's see what happens. He can go here, which he didn't. Okay, so I've got a kind of spaced out center. Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna do this. And maybe do some of that. So we've both got some weird pawns. So I think I'm going to do something like that, or something like that. I don't know which one is more accurate. So that's a little iffy because I've got this move. Yeah, so he's losing a piece there. So I'd actually, if there's a way to get rid of that bishop, I'd like to do that, but I don't see an easy way to do that. So I think I might just attack this pawn right here. I could actually do that move if I really wanted to. Then he's got that. Okay. So let's start with something like this. And I'm checking out this move. So actually I didn't even realize that was hanging because I put my queen there, but now it's definitely hanging. Because, is there any, I'm wondering if there's any advantage to taking that. I'm going to say there is, because then I can go here. Yeah, so I saw that, but I wasn't that concerned about it, just because it makes his pawns really bad. And so I can take this. This is protecting this square. I've also got that move, if I feel like it, to prevent myself from getting mated. So I can force the queens off now if I wanted to. And it's almost checkmate, but it isn't quite there. So I'll just get rid of this bishop. If he goes here, then I can win the rook. Yeah. So that's an easy one to miss, I'd say, but it worked out well for me. Cool. On a nice little win streak, as we should be. Shouldn't be dropping any games, to be honest, but that's how it goes. Gonna keep going with the nibs, though. Now there's an odd move. I have to imagine he's not gonna see that, but he did. Alright. So this is interesting. Usually my plan is based on attacking this side, but he left that wide open. This is very odd, but that's how it goes at these lower ratings. People play really, really weird. So what do I want to do? I guess I'll just castle. There's some slight concern about moves coming over here, but nothing to be alarmed about quite yet. I'd like to do something with this bishop. Maybe put it. What's that? All right, this isn't. It's not the most beautiful knight in the world, but it'll get the job done, I guess. So that's not really threatening anything. But if he decides, well, he's gonna have to go back because there's just nowhere else for him to go. So maybe he'll hang mate. Doesn't really have any good moves to prevent it. He's got like that move. I guess that works too. But then I just take. So that's something that happened yesterday that I talked about, which is why I like this opening. A lot of people just don't see this long diagonal threatening mate. Yeah, that's actually what happened yesterday. I put my queen over here and I had like a rook over here instead of the traditional setup, which is bishop and queen. So this looks like one of those openings where he's gonna, oh, not that, maybe, no, okay. Go like that, and then it unleashes this square for the knight. Okay, just gonna play solid center game, whatever that means. This pawn's hanging. If I do that, is it a blunder? Maybe. So I will develop my bishop. All right. Interesting. So he's attacking these two. Oh, also this. It's a good move. I didn't see that. So if he goes there, I'll just move, and then that piece is being attacked. This is already pretty bad for me, to be honest. Oh, you know what? I should have just taken. That was the right move. All right. So that kind of eliminates those threats. And now we're looking at maybe pushing this pawn. Don't really want to move back. Just start with castling. So this move is looking pretty juicy right now. So he could actually take that. I didn't even realize that was hanging, but I have to imagine that this is going to be quite a bit of compensation. If I do that, that's hanging this piece. So probably not as much compensation as I was hoping for. Yeah, I missed that move completely. That's alright. Yeah, that's a good move. So things are getting a little dicey. I'm giving up a lot of... There's just a lot of pressure on these pieces. So I'm thinking how to maneuver this. This is a pretty bad spot, I'm gonna be honest. He could take all, he could win a pawn right now. I just kind of made that move just quickly because I didn't really know what to do. Alright, so I'll defend that, and I think I need to bring my queen back. He should maybe do that move. That would be pretty good. Actually, maybe even something like that. He's got some good moves that he could make. Yeah, maybe that wasn't that great of a move. Obviously, it makes my structure worse. Okay, so he saw that. I was thinking he might miss it. So that pawn was hanging, so we'll save that guy. He should just... No, that wouldn't work. Maybe... Alright, alright. Fortunately, this is tied down right here. So I don't really know... I don't really know what my game plan is, really. Oops. Okay, so there's like a... maybe a tactic here, something like that. But... Alright, well, it worked out. just a lucky, stupid tactic. So now I've got the advantage with this pawn up here, I'd say. Advantage on the clock. So I'm really just going to go all in on this pawn. So that was a bad opening. No, I just hung a piece, and he saw it. But we are climbing up to 1100. Maybe after this game. Nope, we'll have to play 2 more games. So how do I usually do this? Go for some like wannabe Stafford Gambit. Do I just give back? Alright, so it's kind of making things like pretty symmetrical in the sense that we've both got doubled pawns. 1 bishop, 1 knight. I could take that, but that's awfully greedy. It just runs into that move. So I'm hoping he doesn't take, so I can take, and then it's an interesting move. You could, yeah, I'm not really sure what he's going after, because now this is hanging, and then that's hanging. So again, it was just one of those things where people, well, let's see, I'm wondering if he can make this justified. No, he still loses material, so people just like see tactics and they don't calculate it all the way through. They just like, oh, like, I see potentially good moves, and they just kind of run with it, and unfortunately that's just kind of what happens sometimes. So I'm going to double up. And attack that. If he goes back, then I'll just put my rook here. He does not. So he's more than welcome to take that pawn. Let's make sure I don't hang anything. These pawns are worth a lot more than these other pawns, I'd say. So getting those off the board, plus I'm already up material. So he's got that move. So I'm going to take away that ability. Yeah. So now I don't think he doesn't even have any squares he can put his knight. So that's another problem with like burying your knight over here. I don't think that does anything. Alright, well he can just keep attacking. But if he does that, then I'll just take here, and then if that knight moves, then interesting. So he could do that. If that was defended, it would be a cool checkmate, but it's not. Alright. Yeah. So I was looking at this variation, and I can take one of the rooks off the board now. Or his only rook, I should say. Interesting. So now we're threatening this knight. Now it's pinned. This is gonna be the game, I'm gonna say. I just don't see any good moves left for him. And now he's got no pieces left. And this diagonal's completely cut off. Not diagonal, file. Alright, so one more game and we'll be at 1100. So I think, so this is a classical. In this variation, I like to place my knight there. Oh, you know what? I didn't develop my bishop. That was my bad. Okay, well, I kind of messed this up. Usually I want to place my knight there and get rid of that knight by getting rid of it with my bishop. So this isn't my favorite setup, but it's alright. It's not losing or anything like that. I did give myself a weird pawn structure. So, okay, yeah, I was thinking if he does that, then I can just take the bishop. So, by no means is this bad for me, especially with this. I've got this nice rook here. Definitely not a bad position, but I messed up my opening, unfortunately for me. So now, I'm really hoping, you know, in an ideal world, I would just be able to take that knight because this pawn is pinned. Cool. So I can do this, and then, let's see. I think I'll just figure out how to survive. Yeah, so if he goes here, then I'll just go here. If he takes it, then I just move my knight and everything's fine. Okay, so now what I'm looking at is maybe something like this into a move like that, which would just win the queen. Okay. So let's come on back. And he can try to pin me, but it just doesn't quite work. And yeah, so I've got no problem trading this off. If he goes here, I just take there. And this is looking pretty good for us. So just double check there's no threats, which there are not. So eyeing this pawn, I imagine he'll defend. Decides not to, but I guess he's going to go for a cheesy mate or something. Not a mate, but just like get some checks in, but so I think this is maybe a forced mate. Here, 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 here. So that forces, he's got to go here. There's probably some tactics I'm missing. Okay, and this is mate. All right. At long last, we are at 1100. Wait, 2 losses today, I think? Or was it 1? I don't remember. At least 2 losses so far in the series. That's alright. Keep going, keep learning. Try not to be too stupid moving forward, but we'll just get more and more losses as we go along, but so far pretty good win rate. So that's going to do it for this video. This has been part 2. Let me know if you have any suggestions, critiques, anything like that. And thanks for watching. Give me a like if you watch this video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. See ya.